Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss Married to Medicine Season 8, Episode 6. Not gonna hold you, this episode was beyond boring. So I'm not going to keep you all with a very long review. Let's just jump right on into it. We see Heavenly in the car. She's talking to her daughter, Alora, and then I think she was being silly, just getting on her daughter's nerves, and her daughter, I guess, hung up the phone on her. And we then see that she gets a call from Al Sharpton. And at first she's kind of shocked, like, wait, what? Like, Al Sharpton's calling me. And he gets on the phone and says, it's a pleasure to meet you. And he lets Heavenly know that he has been paying attention to the work that she and Damon have been doing in Atlanta with all of the mobile COVID testing sites, and how he would love to invite her and Damon to the March on Washington in DC so that they could set up their COVID testing sites there as well. She's like, sounds great. I would love to, like, very excited. Gets off the phone with Reverend Al Sharpton, and she's all turned around. Like, she missed her stop. Like, that's how shook she was being on the phone with Al Sharpton. So next, we move on to Contessa. She's at home. We see that her kitchen is going through renovations. She's stressed about that. She's stressed about the kids being home. She's stressed about her and Scott building this practice together. Pretty much, she's just overwhelmed, all right? And she vents to Scott's niece, because you guys know that Scott's niece is staying with them. And they're out on the patio, and she brings 2 wine glasses, honey, and a bottle of red. And she is just letting the niece know that she is stressed. So Scott's niece is just listening to Contessa go on, and she hands her a crystal to calm her nerves. And Contessa starts praying over the crystal, and in this prayer, she makes a remark about, and, you know, like, Lord, show me if Scott has a side chick. And the niece is kind of taken aback, like, well, why would you say that? I said it once, I'll say it again, and I will continue to keep saying it.
Thank you. And you're going to always get it again and again and again.
I do not believe anything of the sort about this whole cheating thing with Scott. I think that they're both in this whole plot together so that they can still remain on this show and for them to have a storyline. I just don't believe that they're having marital problems. Like, I just don't. Contessa gives me very thirsty to be on this show. Like, her behavior is, like, desperate. Then Contessa brings up how her friend group is fractured and she wants them all to come together. And it's like, okay, girl, now you the big mediator? Contessa really annoys me. I mean, this whole cast annoys me, but she really annoys me. Like, I really just don't buy her storyline with her and Scott and their marriage being on the edge. But I digress. So next we see Simone and Cecil at home. They're sitting on the couch just talking. And what comes up in conversation? Jackie and Simone's friendship. Cecil pretty much is just giving her some advice. He's just saying, at the end of the day, Jackie is not some stranger off the street. This is a woman that you have been friends with for 20 plus years, okay? Like, you can at least try. Like, you owe it to the both of you guys to try to salvage this friendship. But he also lets it be known that he understands that sometimes things are beyond repair and there is a chance that they might not be friends. Simone is doing like she always does. She's just acting really dry, acting like she could really take or leave what he's saying to her. And she even makes a comment like she really can't care anymore about this whole situation. And it's like, Simone is another one who is very emotionally immature. Like, there's just something wrong. Like, there's a disconnect when it comes to her dealing with her emotions, and it's really sad to watch. Simone seems like she's a hard person to be friends with. Like, you don't really know what's going to set her off. If she's upset with you, she's passive aggressive, but she doesn't like when that same passive aggressive energy is returned back to her. Then we see Jackie and Curtis talking, and Jackie goes on to ask, by the way, how was that basketball game at Heavenly's house? Like, did you have a good time? Curtis says that he had a great time. It was fun. And then he goes on to ask her, like, how do you think the night would have gone had you been there? Because since you and Simone are on the outs, like, what do you think would have happened? So Jackie makes a remark about how she's trying to take some baby steps with Simone. And even Curtis is annoyed, like, girl, I'm so tired about hearing about these baby steps. Like, y'all need to either get together and get in the right direction or just, like, move on. But Curtis is pretty much telling her, you owe it to yourself to really try to salvage this friendship and stop talking about these baby steps. And I was like, Curtis, I'm right there with you, but I'm going to take it one step further. I'm tired of hearing these ladies talk about this messed up friendship. I'm tired. So next we see the day of the crystal party that Contessa and Scott's niece are putting together for the ladies and to bring them closer together. So we see Heavenly on her way to the crystal party. She's in the car with her good friend and big time YouTuber Funky Dineva. They're in the car chopping it up, and Funky is making a joke about how, is this crystal party sacrilegious, child? And so they're laughing. Heavenly then brings up Quad's Instagram picture. Quad is on vacation in Mexico, and she took a picture of her in her bikini. And I guess Heavenly commented some emojis, and Quad took the emojis the wrong way. I think she thought that Heavenly was trying to shade her. And Heavenly is a very shady person, so I would not put it past her to do something of the sort. So anyhow, Quad pretty much told her all the way off on IG, and Heavenly is like, look, I wasn't even trying to come at her the wrong way. Like, she took it out of context. And we see Heavenly say, I actually feel sorry for the girl because she don't have a man, she don't have a husband. And it really shows me how much of a pick-me Heavenly is, because only a pick-me thinks that having a man is some sort of badge of honor. I don't care if you're married, engaged, dating, in a relationship. You should never put all your stock in a man. A man's feelings about you can change at any time, and he can get up and leave you for somebody else at any time. So for you to act like that's an insult that Quad is single, that says a lot about you. But again, I digress, child. So all the ladies start arriving to this crystal party one by one. Heavenly and Funky Dineva arrive. We see Dr. Jackie arrive. Dr. Simone arrives, and we see that Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie, there's some tension and some awkwardness. We see that Toya is still not there. She's on her way. And who should be in the car with her on the way to this party? Lisa-Nicole and Carrie. They're in the car chopping it up. Carrie makes a remark about Quad and how Quad is on Instagram acting like she's Megan Thee Stallion. I don't understand why she felt the need to even poke at Quad and how she was posing or what she was looking like in her IG picture. Like, I didn't like that one bit. I did not like Carrie season 1 when she was on the show. Do not like her now. And Lisa-Nicole looks so silly and foolish in the passenger seat, just trying to chop it up with Toya and them for some camera time. I was like, it's so funny to see how Toya and Lisa-Nicole are newfound best friends. Anything for some camera time and anything for some shock value, which isn't even that shocking because it's like nobody even cares about Carrie or Lisa-Nicole, but I guess. So Toya and her flunkies arrive. Heavenly is a little taken aback. She's like, now why is Toya hanging out with these recycled friends? So Scott's niece recommends that they play this crystal game where they pass the crystal amongst each other and either apologize or ask for forgiveness for something, just to try to clear the air amongst them and for everybody to just be on one accord. So Simone starts it off and she says that she wants to ask for forgiveness if she's hurt anybody with her words. And I was like, Simone's mouth is crazy. All that yelling that she does, she's hurt pretty much everybody in that room. So I thought that was kind of weak. Like, you're better off just addressing somebody one-on-one versus giving a very vague and a very general apology, but not really an apology, but whatever. So then we see Anila take the crystal and she says that she wants to ask for forgiveness for her Black Lives Matter statements. She says that she is not a racist. She was not trying to compare Black lives with her being Indian. Like, she just really wants to clear the air on that. So Heavenly says, I forgive you and I do not think that you're a racist. And Anila is relieved. So then Contessa takes the crystal and Contessa wasn't really making much sense. She goes on to say that she can be very dismissive at times. I kind of tuned her out. I was like, girl, what are you saying? And it was really interesting because while Contessa was going on and on and on, Toya was sitting there rolling her eyes and just making faces. And it's like, Toya's attitude is so stank. And I felt like Toya should have taken a crystal and said something too. Like, Toya never thinks that she's wrong. And it really drives me crazy. Like, how do you never acknowledge when you're wrong about something? Like, I don't understand this whole thing with her and Contessa anyway. But Toya has very low intelligence. She has very low emotional maturity. So I'm not really surprised that she just refuses to hear Contessa out. But I digress. Then we see Jackie take the crystal and apologize for not taking a stand. Simone says in her confessional, like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, Jackie loves to talk in code and not be direct. And it was like, well, sis, you weren't direct either when it was your turn to speak with the crystal. So what are you saying? Like, y'all both are giving each other the same energy. Like, I don't understand why it's a problem when Jackie is vague, but it's okay that you're vague and you're not direct with things. Like, make it make sense. Next, we see Heavenly directly apologize to Toya. Toya is not here for it, nor is she moved, nor is she touched. She's just like, okay, girl, like, you're always sorry about something. Like, you'll be sorry 2 hours from now. Like, you're always sorry. That's the scene. Everybody heads out and we move on to the final scene of the night with Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone having a sit down to get to the root of why they're in this weird space in their friendship. I just feel like Jackie and Simone are really dragging this entire fight because both of them have very weak storylines, and I feel like they're really doing the most with this. But they hug and make up. They are on the road to healing and being the best of friends again. And I was like, thank God, because I was not about to go the entire season listening to them wail and whine and deflect and sob about why their friendship is in the toilet. Y'all, that was the recap. Again, this was a pretty sorry episode. They really could have kept this. And Bravo, I'm going to need you to seriously think about recasting for season 9 because this cast has seen better days. But again, y'all already know what to do. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to purchase a But I Digress mug, the link is in the description box. And as always, I will see you all later. Bye.